And with a little luck, we won't have any issues with our computers, and we'll have something going on here that'll be fun. All right, so my name's Lee Thurburn. I'm with John Bush, and we are going to create a DAO. And what is that? Distributed Autonomous Organization. John, why don't you tell everybody what a DAO actually is, aside from a distributed autonomous organization?
Well, DAO is a new kind of internet company. And just like your television went from analog to digital, and music went from analog to digital, money went from analog to digital, so is everything else going digital, including organizations. So this is a pretty hot topic in the crypto space. A lot of DAOs are funding in using there's more access to funding. You can scale quicker, you can have more ownership, more security. You don't have to trust everybody you're working with, because you have to trust the code that the DAO that backs up the DAO. So, you know, the keywords to look into would be DeFi, decentralized finance, DAO, IDO, initial DAO offering, things like that. And it's just a hot space in the crypto world, and crypto rewards early adopters. So the people that get there first are gonna potentially make the most out of it. So Lee has agreed to test our new DAO Maker, which is Moloch DAO Maker. We forked DAO House, which is probably the most popular way to go about it. There's multiple DAO tool sets and multiple chains. So my developers just recommended we go this route, and seems to have the least risk that I found.
All right, so what we're going to do is Apricot Rocket's going to go through the process of using John's DAO Maker to make Apricot Rocket a DAO. Now, before we do this, let me just ask a question so you can answer this, because other people are going to be looking at this going, why would you want to, and what are the implications? Okay, so Apricot Rocket is a Texas corporation. What are the implications for the current shareholders, if any, of making Apricot Rocket a DAO?
Well, you can get more users because you're gonna hit a different market. It's gonna evolve Apricot Rocket from Web 2 to Web 3. So your clients and partners will not get caught with their pants down, and you'll be ready when the internet transforms, which it's already doing. So
in terms of like equity ownership and voting rights and all that kind of stuff, I mean, your typical shareholder issues, it sounds to me like your answer is it'll be a marketing aspect. It'll actually expose Apricot Rocket to a new, larger market, but it won't necessarily, just simply by doing a DAO, creating a DAO, a DAO, it won't impact the shareholders in terms of their equity ownership or their voting rights or anything like that.
No, what could happen if you went with, because Apricot Rocket has a centralized token system. So if you plug into that same token that's on the Ethereum blockchain already, is ERC20. So you could potentially tap into some of these new funding mechanisms. The least risky is having to do with NFTs. The popular thing right now is to use non-fungible tokens, because they're non-fungible, so the SEC isn't as likely to crank down on that as they are these securities that
so before we get into an additional subject of NFTs and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I just wanted to sort of clarify that at the initial stage of creating a DAO using John's DAO Maker process, which we're going to do in just a moment, it doesn't have any immediate impact on the equity positions or equity rights of shareholders, or if you're an LLC, members of the organization that begins the process of becoming a DAO. So I just wanted to kind of keep that clear. Now, there are a lot of potential benefits which we will explore, but rather than kind of opening Pandora's box all at once and then having all these things fly out, these concepts that we have to keep track of, let's just go through the process of creating a DAO. So I'm going to share the screen, and John and I talked earlier today, and I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay, let's see. Oh, I'm just logged into my Zoom, or wait a second. What am I logged in here? Okay, so here we go. I'm actually, John, are you seeing your Save DAO website at bongo.io?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can see the address up at the top, at bongo.io. This is John's website. And over on the right-hand side is a button that says DAO Maker. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And this is where you would walk through the process of creating a DAO. Okay, so this takes us to John's DAO Maker. And the first thing that you have to do is you have to connect your MetaMask wallet. Okay, so I'm going to click on Connect MetaMask Wallet. It actually is going to launch MetaMask on the right-hand side of my screen. I'm going to move this over to the left. And I've already got my wallet open. And so let's see here. I'm going to click Connect with MetaMask. Okay, that's just the next thing to do, right, John? Just click Next.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you already have your MetaMask wallet open, it should actually just connect. Okay, so John, what just happened? We had a splash screen that disappeared.
Yeah.
So now
you connected. So if you look in the upper right-hand corner, now your wallet address is there.
okay.
So that's the difference between Web 2 and Web 3 is Web 2, you might have logged in with Google or Facebook.
Okay.
But now you logged in with a wallet. So that's
Okay.
where the internet is going. That's the difference. Is Web 3 is you log in with a crypto wallet, and what MetaMask is the most popular Ethereum wallet browser extension. There's other ones, but that's just the most popular. This is not a Bitcoin wallet. This is an Ethereum wallet. Most DAOs are using Ethereum just because it's built for DAO.
Okay.
More than Bitcoin is.
All right. So what are the next steps that I should take to continue this process?
Okay, so if you go over to the left, you'll see that little flame there. It says summon. So you're gonna use your wizard skills to summon a DAO right now. So click that. Now you need to pick what kind of DAO you're going to summon. I'm thinking that you're going to do a product, but you could do a club.
Okay, so as I click through each of these, let's just spend just a moment. And so it looks like there's 5 different, I guess you could say, types of DAOs, right? That you can build. One is a guild, and it says best for worker cooperatives with small to medium financial throughput. Okay, when you say small to medium financial throughput, well, let's go back through, let's just look at all these first and then ask questions. Okay. Then club, little or no financial decisions. Hang out with your friends and comrades to nerd out or just chill. Okay, ventures, large to extra large financial decisions. Invest on a chain with venture fund at your fingertips.
Yeah, basically what everybody should get excited about crypto. I know it's over a lot of people's head, but now the common man can turn himself or herself into their own NASDAQ exchange, you know, like, so that's why I call it DeFi, because now financial tools and resources are accessible to everyone. And
decentralized finance, yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, if you have a venture DAO, that's because you want to create a venture fund. Okay. So, and grants are more of a nonprofit, but also a fund, you know. So
And then
eventually it would be a for-profit fund, grants would be a nonprofit fund or a social enterprise. Yeah, and products, you know, products or services. So you know, like for me, I started out with doing a zero waste protocol. Like, hey, so I would have done a protocol a couple years ago, but now instead I made a guild, which is why we're talking, because you know I want to work with you collectively to offer services, right?
okay, so you said I should probably consider either a guild or a club. So a guild,
A
let's go
guild, a
through.
club, or a product. If you want to make this for Apricot Rocket, that would be a product.
So the service that we offer is, it would be called a product under this, this paradigm, okay? So a guild, best for worker cooperatives with small, so primary token DAI,
Mm.
proposal velocity, what is 12 per day? What is a proposal velocity mean?
That means you can, one thing about DAOs is DAOs can scale much quicker than legacy corporations. So, but you can control that as you spin it up, you know, make sure you get this right.
Okay, so
Because
what is,
basically you can take 12 proposals a day.
so what would the, I mean, in this concept of a worker cooperative guild, what would be a kind of proposal that might be sent or that might be received by the DAO?
Well, for my DAO, let's say that a company wants to, like a DAO, another DAO wants to tap into a fund, the available funding. You know, there's best practices in the space, and it would require basically a campaign, a marketing campaign. They're going to need all the help that they would need if they were going to do a campaign for their legacy business. The difference is that we have a smart invoicing and escrow system that's on the blockchain, that's trustless. Arbitration, instead of suing people like it would go to another legal DAO, and they would help, you know, get an agreement with the arbitration. So it's just a completely different system that's got more financial access to funding, and also you can scale quicker. And
Okay, so okay, so people that want to engage with your organization, your guild, your worker co-op,
yeah,
they can submit, this DAO will accept a maximum of 12 proposals per day.
yeah.
What's the voting period for? Who gets to vote and what are they voting on?
Yeah, well, just to finish my thought, which I had the hamster on the hamster wheel for a minute, but yeah, basically someone that wants to propose to the DAO would be like, hey, I want to join the DAO. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's how much it's going to cost. Or they might want to, they can do different kinds of proposals, a membership proposal or a client proposal. I have to look at the system to remember all the options offhand, but bottom line is somebody that wants to join or somebody that wants the DAO to help their business do a campaign
Okay,
for tapping into the DeFi space and funding their DAO.
okay. So who gets to vote on whether this proposal is acceptable or not?
Well, members in the DAO.
Okay, so the proposal would be submitted in some sort of an open forum, and the members in the DAO would vote on whether or not the proposal made sense.
Right.
And then the grace period of 2 days, what is that? The voting period is 5 days. What's the grace period? So let's say the vote was, let's do it. What's the grace period?
2 days.
I know, but what is the grace period for? What
another 2 days to it's really like voting. The voting period is 5 days. The grace period is 2 additional days.
So what is extended? Is voting extended for a grace period of 2 days I mean, is it like voting is really 7 days, but you call it 5 days plus 2? I don't understand the word grace.
Yeah, so there's still time to modify the thing 2 days after the voting period. Like you could still change it.
Okay,
Still,
so whoever's making a proposal has to pay a 5 DAI fee to
Yeah.
make the proposal.
Mhm.
And what's the reward of 2 DAI?
Whoever approves the proposal gets a reward.
Okay,
So like, let's say that someone proposes for 5 die, like if you respond, like you get 2 out of that 5.
so let's
Rest
say
goes
that
into treasury.
person A, B, and C on Monday they all submit a proposal and they all pay 5 die. But for whatever reason, person A and person B are not accepted, so the vote is no. But
Right.
person C gets a yes vote,
Mhm.
and so they've paid 5 DAI, but they're going to get 2 DAI paid back to them as a reward for a successful proposal. Is that what that means?
If it were to vote yes.
Then they would receive a payment of a reward of 2
Yeah.
DAI. So their net cost would only be 3 DAI.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to jump to the product version and see if I can internalize those a little bit more specifically for my business.
Yeah, if you look in the upper right hand corner, it says need to fine tune your settings. You can click that white button, which and you can do a little more
Okay. So
in depth. So you can also put the address to your ERC20 token there.
what is the primary token contract address? Can whitelist more here as well? Separate by a comma and a space.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first one will be the primary token. So as you know, I've already created a quantity of rocket tokens. So is this where I would put the rocket token? What is it? The Ethernet, Etherscan address?
The contract, yeah.
The contract for, okay, so let's do that. I'm going to open Etherscan. I think it's etherscan.io, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I'm going to put rocket tokens in and see what comes up. Search not found. Oops, the search string you entered was, sorry, this is an invalid search screen. Okay, so I know I've got tokens. So all filters, search by address, token, hash, block, token. Okay, so rocket. Oh, there we go. Something came up. Maybe that was, okay. Okay, RKKT, maybe it's KT.
Try it without the K. Took out a K. Is it?
I think it's RKTT.
Okay.
Okay, so if I go over to Etherscan and come on. Okay, so here are rocket tokens.
RKTT. Yeah,
RKTT.
type up the 3 dots up to the right.
View asset on Etherscan. Okay.
Or not, token details is what. But yeah, there you go.
Okay, there's the contract on Etherscan. Gotcha. So I can take this and come back over to the save. I wonder if that's the same thing as there already is here. Nope.
Nope.
Okay, so how many seconds per period? What's a period?
A period. I don't remember that part. I have to go back. How many seconds per period? Click that white button. Hold on, I think
Seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks. How many hours per period? Okay. Well, let's go with, see, how many periods will the voting period last? How many hours per period? How many periods will the grace period last? What will
Okay.
be the dilution bond or bound? 3, deposits. How much is the proposal deposit needs to be in we? How much is the processing reward? Okay, so now if I can I change any of these settings after the DAO is created?
No, no. Way is a fraction of an Ethereum. Okay, so go down.
Mhm.
How much is the price? So you can go online, like if you type Way, WEI, into the browser, like Way calculator. WEI. Yeah. Okay, so let's just type in what they had there, which was 5.
5 way.
No, no,
Okay.
no. Let's type it in. Go back to the DAO Maker. Let's see what it said. Okay, type that, copy and paste that number.
This number here.
Yeah. Now let's go to the Way converter. Top right. There you go. Bam.
That's 5
Okay,
ether.
so that's 5 ether. All right. I would say that you make it way easier to make a proposal to you.
Pun
know?
intended.
Yeah. You don't want to make it to where people have to pay $10,000-$15,000 to propose. You're not at that level.
Okay, so the
But you can-
reality is let's see here, 0.005 ether. I did a conversion earlier, so let's do ether to dollars, Google.
Yeah, so it's like how much do you want people to pay to work with you?
Okay, so Ethereum to dollars.
A little prohibitive.
All right, so let's do this. 1 ether is $2,900, so 0.0005 is $1.47. So, I mean, what's a reasonable amount to charge somebody to make a proposal?
I think $100, you know.
So
I mean,
5 or
so
4.
maybe they join
so
maybe they join
3.
the DAO and they get to use the CRM for a year, you know.
Okay,
So
so that's, I guess, what okay, so that's leading me. Okay, so 0.25 ether currently translates into $73.
yeah.
Okay, so now I've got a reference in my mind. 0.25 ethers $75, or 0.25 ethers $73. Okay, so I'm going to come back over here. Let's go over here, Ethereum. So if I keep going backwards here on that, okay, 0.025. So if I make this 25, so that's 0.0, there we go, 0.025. Nope. There we go. So that's 0.025. So now I have that as a reference point.
Bam.
Okay, so before we fill this out, I'd like to, can I go backwards? Is it possible to go backwards to the other?
Yeah, it says take me back in the upper right hand corner.
Oh, take me back. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so let me have the conversation with you about what people are proposing. Okay, so so Apricot Rocket, for everybody else, offers a variety of different CRM related services. And so we currently offer an account at the rate of say $25 a month, which is for everything that you get, I think, very competitive in today's market. So if we wanted to offer a year's worth of service as a proposal, in other words, so John, if our pricing for a year's worth of service was say $300, that would equate to the 0.025 Ethereum 4 times, right? So one time is about $73. So let's just say $75 times 4, 300. So let's say that our normal pricing, for the purpose of understanding the proposal process, our normal pricing would be at the rate of, well, let's come back over here to this Ethereum unit, would be basically 100 of these. So if I converted that number to 100, that's 0.1 Ethereum. That would be $300. Yeah, that's about right. So that would be about right. So 100 of these would be our normal pricing. So is it? What would be an expected sort of, for that kind of value, what would be an expected proposal? Is a proposal going to be somebody going, I know your normal price is $100, but I'd like to offer you $75 worth of DAI instead of $100 worth of dollars.
Yeah.
Is that basically the way it works?
And here's how I'll help you build Apricot Rocket.
Okay.
You know, like, so it's like you want to incentivize the crypto because people don't want to learn and are going to go kicking and screaming a little bit. But if you make it half price, then they'll learn. So when I've done experiments with Bitcoin, I'll offer a ticket to an event, say, and, you know, for $1,000, but if you pay me in Bitcoin, you know, it's 500, and then they have to deal with Bitcoin to save that $500, and they'll do it, you know? So, you know, you could make a special where you give a discounted product or service if people pay you in crypto, and that's it. And why would they want to join? Why would they want to join the DAO? Why would they want? Because they have something to offer the ecosystem, right? Like they're part of your network, you know, like, and you can help them make a DAO potentially.
So one of the things I could offer, if you send me a proposal, now I can I define what a proposal should look like?
It's pretty standard. It's pretty standard. It's already built. You can make your own. Once you get into the DAO, there's a ton of dApps, of apps that plug in. And it's you can make your own smart contracts, you know, but it's more risky if you do.
Well,
No?
I'm trying again. I'm going back. I'm moving baby steps here in my mind and for everybody else. Okay, so if I wanted to say the following, normally it's $300 for a year, but I'll be willing to accept a prepayment of 150 DAI, $150 worth of DAI. And in exchange, so you get it for half price. And in exchange, I'll also give you some X number, some number of rocket tokens. Okay, so you get some rocket tokens added to your account on the system. So not only do you get a half price deal, but you get our own cryptocurrency, which has 2 phases: an internal centralized phase and an external wallet blockchain phase. So you get these internally internally tracked tokens, but you have the option to convert them to an external. In other words, we'll transfer them to your assigned wallet at any point in time, but we're going to charge you some amount of them as to cover our ether to cover our ether fees.
Sure.
Okay,
but when you go back to fine tune your settings, you might want to you got your native token there, but you can hit comma and put the DAI token back, because I think the address there was 4 DAI. You don't want to take that out. You can have more than one
Okay, so I can hit comma.
What is it? Okay, why separated by a comma and a space? Yep. Yep. So hit comma and then you put the die contract back.
Okay, so what I probably need to do is I probably need to go back through the summoning process.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm going to go summon, and then that'll take us, I'm guessing. Now let's see, I'll go back.
Go back.
Okay, so now I'm going to go to product, and then need to fine tune your settings. So is this, let me hit this. Oops, I copied the wrong thing. So let's come over here to MetaMask. Let's see, wait a second. I think maybe it was over. No, I'm going to turn that one off. Hopefully I didn't shut us down. Okay, so Ethereum, go down to Rocket Token here, view asset on Etherscan, and then copy the token, copy the contract, come over here. Okay, so first one will be the primary token. Okay, so comma, there's the next one.
Cool.
Okay, and
All
it
right,
has
well-
a space after the commas. There we go. Now it's on its own line. So how
All right.
many seconds per period makes
I would
sense to?
just leave that alone. What I would do though is on the how many periods will the voting period last? That was 5 days, so you can do the math. I would cut that to 40. Okay, because 5 days is a lot to wait to, how many periods will the grace period last? Cut that in half. 18. And yeah. All right, and then you change the we to be what we decided.
Okay, so I'm going to come
And-
over here to where we did this we calculation. So 25. So that's 0.25 Ethereum's point, and we had decided that 0.025 Ethereum is $73. So I really want to make it not. I really want to go up
Go
to
point,
50.
0.05.
50
That's a
is
good
0.0.
deal.
Yeah.
That's
So-
half price.
So that basically is what we have here, but let's just make sure. We're going to come over here and
It's just knocking off a few zeros, I guess.
actually, yeah, just knocking up. So how much is the processing reward? So the processing reward is going to be 2.
Yeah. There you go. All right, so go down more. Now
I'm down as
here-
far as
now-
I can go.
Now here is if you wanted to transfer, if you have an LLC and you have members, it's easiest to get their Ethereum address because the DAI address is just an Ethereum address. It just added DAI to it. Okay. So, if you want, the easiest way is to spin it up. Otherwise, you're going to have to add members manually, but that's okay too.
Well, I'm just going to spin it up and add members because I'm going to tell you, my shareholders have no idea what I'm doing,
Yeah.
and it'll completely blow their mind to contact them.
Yep. It's like you might as well call them and be like, "Wing, ding, 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 ding." That's what I've been doing for years, is speaking Chinese to.
Okay, so if I leave this blank again, I can come back at any time and I can put in.
Members.
I can
Members.
fill this in.
Well, no, you're not going to fill it in. They have to make a proposal. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you do it yourself, you don't have to deal with their lack of knowledge. You just,
So if I want to include myself here, what do I put in? I put my enter one address and amount of shares on each line, separated.
yeah, you put your own address.
So I put my wallet address in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so go back again to get my copy of the clipboard.
We can show the people that an Ethereum address you know, since he made Rocket and Dai are both on Ethereum, you know, the address is the same for all those tokens. As long as they made it in the same wallet, you know, but you just have to add those token contracts in order to see the tokens.
Okay, and amount of shares. So when you say amount of shares, is that like a numerical number that is the number of shares that our company has issued in terms of like how many shares of stock we've issued? Is that what you're talking about when you have shares?
Well, you can do this two ways. You can have governance by people that own the token, or you can have governance by shares. So people with shares can vote, or people with tokens can vote. It's kind of depends on how you design it.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the following. I'm going to I'm going to basically have 100% of the shares relative to the DAO. However, I will be fiduciarily obligated to split those shares among the current shareholders on some equitable basis based upon their existing shares. Now, I'm going to allow people that make me a proposal, they will be able to get an account on Apricot Rocket, and they'll earn a base amount of tokens, probably 1,000 Rocket tokens. Well, it'll be 1,000 Rocket tokens, but they will have the ability, if they accumulate Rocket tokens, they'll have the ability to actually buy shares of stock in the Texas corporation in exchange for Rocket tokens. But they're going to have to accumulate a lot more than 1,000, because 1,000 won't get them hardly anything. But those shares of stock, if they want to accumulate shares of stock in Apricot Rocket, then they'll be able to do so again by accumulating more Rocket tokens. So I'm going to make this 5 million. So is that a correct number for 5 million? I mean, I know it's the right number of zeros.
That's one more zero than you need, I think.
Well, let's see, 5, 3 zeros. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so I got too many zeros. Well, thank you for seeing that. Let's see. Well, that's 500,000. Wait a second. That's 5 million. Okay,
Yep,
yeah.
that's 5 million.
Okay, 5 million. All right. So now do I click this button?
Let's do it.
Summon a DAO. Check your wallet for a transaction to confirm. Okay. So MetaMask is doing something over here. So let's see what MetaMask is
Go
doing.
down. It's going to cost you $5 to make this DAO.
Okay, so it's going to cost me, estimated gas fee is, oh my gosh, look at that. Estimated gas fee is $149.
Oh my God. Go up. Yeah, that is a lot.
That's a lot. Okay, so that's more than I anticipated.
Yeah. Well, there is a way to configure gas.
And I have insufficient funds because I didn't.
Yeah. So what I would do is maybe wait until when it's not high time. You know, wait till like before you go to bed and try it again, see if the gas goes down.
Okay, so if I just leave this screen open,
yeah,
or actually if I come back, I remember how to do everything. So if I come back, I should be able to complete this process in the middle of the night or late at night. And that fee should come down. What is your expectation based upon your prior experience using this of what a reasonable gas fee should be?
Well, you know, I configured this the hard way using XDAI, which is a layer 2. It's much cheaper on gas. So I'm doing it even harder, but cheaper. So, but yeah, that's ridiculous. So I would wait till it goes down.
Okay,
you know, maybe 30 bucks, like you just did something, you were like, whoa, it's cost 30 bucks, you know, that's reasonable. 150 bucks for gas, not really, but let's, you know, try it, hit reject.
okay, let's
and just try it again later.
Well, I'm just going to hit try again now and see if it would come up with about the same thing.
And I can talk to the programmers and ask their recommendation on
Yeah, it's
when.
coming up about the same amount.
These gas settings can be adjusted. See how it says turn on and enhance gas fee UI and settings, but that's advanced and you can lose your Ethereum. So I just do what MetaMask standard recommends for it, just to ensure the transaction. But yeah, like wait till it goes
Okay.
down. It's the middle of the day, everybody's using the
Okay.
network. But that's basically a good
All right. So this,
intro to creating a DAO. You're gonna have to figure out who you want to be a part of in the DAO, who you want in the DAO. You need to figure out your main tokens that you're going to use. You need to figure out how much a proposal costs using the way conversion, and how long you want the voting period and grace period. And once you do it, you go in and there's all kinds of cool functionality as far as treasury. The treasury that I connect is Gnosis Safe. It's got a lot of capability, funding mechanics
right.
with
Okay.
the treasury involved and all that, and it's just a whole new world. So
I'm gonna summarize what we've gone through today. So we have gone through the process of deciding what type of DAO to create, what type of DAO to create. I've chosen a product DAO. We've gone through most of the configuration settings and gotten sort of a basic understanding. We've also talked about what the basics of what a proposal is, and we put it into the context of how I would offer a service that normally is $300 for a year, but I'm going to discount it for DAO customers to half price. They pay me in DAIs, and which is a token. Now, those tokens will, once I accept the proposal is accepted, it'll then go into my wallet, which at some point in the future I can convert into cash.
Yeah.
And so, which of course will have some sort of fee associated with that conversion, but that's not really the relevant thing. Yeah. So the reason that I would do this is because there is going to be a whole world of people out there that want to use their cryptocurrency and to purchase things. And this will expose the Apricot rocket system to a big, large audience of people that may be interested in trying our technology for among other reasons, because they can buy it with cryptocurrency. And
well, since you have a tokenized CRM, you might want to cater to people that like that type of stuff.
And that's kind of the flip side, is that not only can they spend crypto, but it introduces them to a whole new type of crypto. Yeah. Well, not type, but a whole new crypto that they can also collect, and they can either use on system or they can export to their wallet, and they can use through normal crypto wallet technologies.
Yeah, and I don't know if we went over the DAI token, but that's basically a stable coin. They're called. They're pegged to the dollar, so it just stabilizes everything to where it's pegged to the dollar.
Right. It fluctuates between 97 cents and $1.06 in relative value, and has for the last 4 years.
Yeah. So I spun my DAO up with XDAI, which is a layer 2 version of DAI, and it's much cheaper. So that can be done, and it's cheaper to do things that way for sure.
So if I wanted to later to also add XDAI into this, can I do that? Or is that a upfront decision?
You might want to find that token contract and add that now. So say like, hey, I accept XDAI for sure.
Okay. And so go ahead and put the token on my MetaMask, and then add that token as something other than the primary to the list of tokens.
You don't even need, you can add it to your MetaMask, and you can accept XDAI as a payment, but what you need to do is just find the contract
Right, the contract is how I add it to the
That's
DAO.
how you add it here so
Okay,
that you have that option, you know,
okay.
and then the gas isn't so much of an issue, but based on what numbers we went over, if you just got one client, it would make it worth it.
No, I'm gonna do this. I'm not balking, but if I can wait a couple of hours and save, $100 or so, I'm gonna do that.
Sweet.
Now, what I will do is later when I go ahead and finish this process, I'm gonna go ahead and record that as well
All right.
so that I can add it to this and we'll put this out there. Okay. Well,
All right.
John, I'm gonna go ahead and turn off recording because I think we've got something, something good here that will help people understand how to create a DAO.
Cool. All right,
Okay.
everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Lee,
How do
for being my guinea pig. Appreciate you.
Oh, you're welcome. Let's see, stop share. And here we go, stop recording. Are you sure you want to stop recording to